So here we are with lovely Natalie today. I'm going to let Natalie introduce herself in a bit. I just wanted to first of all say hello to everyone who's watching, and I just want to giggle when I say this because I have 5 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you, my subscribers, and hopefully we'll get some more. Hopefully more people will be interested in our meaningful conversations. So today I have Natalie here with me, and Natalie is my dear friend who I met only in October, just a few months ago. And we met on an event, it was a coaching event. And the first time I saw Natalie, first time I saw you, you were wearing bright colors and you just caught my attention instantly. And when I saw you come in, I remember you just grabbed me, even without saying a word. And I felt this urge to say hello to this woman. And I thought, she is just this brilliant, amazing energy. So straight away, I had to say hello. And I'm like, I love your bright colors on you. And you're looking lovely today as well with your lovely bright colors and energy. Hello, Natalie. How are you today?
Hello, Joe. I am good. Thank you very much. I'm very, very well. It's really an honor to do this podcast with you. As you said, we met during this conference. Can we name the person, the conference that was actually
I
happening?
think, yeah, I don't see why
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
It was Abdur, who's a person who's a coach, has a coaching business in Reading, and we just went there for the afternoon. And yeah, I remember you straight away talking to me, and it was just, I think we clicked right from the start. It was just because you had the same smile as well, like it was radiant. I could feel the warmth, I could feel the openness, and we were both there to try and interpret our struggles in a way, and also to integrate solutions in our life to make sure we were going forward. I think that's
Yeah.
what it was. But it was a wonderful day. It was a really
Yeah.
wonderful day.
It was, and it was really lovely to meet you. And obviously, since then, we kept in touch, and our friendship is growing every day. And we've realized that we have a lot in common. Our energies resonate. And we decided to do a podcast together because when we talk to each other over the phone, we just have so many endless conversations. And we thought, why not make it into a podcast and actually allow others to get something out of it if they do so? And here we are.
Indeed, you're absolutely right. Here we are. It started with, so it was like small seeds
Yes.
planted. And I think neither you and I did actually plan for it to happen.
No.
Um,
And that's the beauty of it, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's really what it is. We just thought one day we have to make something out of this. And yeah, so that's really,
Exactly.
really good. That's really good.
Exactly. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself because, to be honest with you, when I was like getting ready for this podcast, I thought to myself, I haven't actually introduced myself properly on my channel. So I thought maybe I'll do that today. It will be a like a new beginning with you, Natalie. So,
Exactly.
and I'll let you do the same. So obviously my name is Joe, and I am a certified trauma-informed practitioner, and I work in primary school currently. And a part-time, I also study psychology with counseling. And ever since doing the course, the trauma-informed course, my life's purpose has come to the surface, and I've been pulled in the direction of coaching ever since. And obviously, I work with little children at the moment, but I'm also starting now to work with adults. And this is the main thing that we have in common because we met on that coaching event. And exactly, we both feel like we both recognize that purpose in our lives, guiding others, supporting others in this life transformation. Well, I've gone through and I'm continuing to going through my own life transformation, trying to make each moment, each day more valuable, more intentional, and more fulfilling, and just living overall a more fulfilling life. So over to you, Natalie.
Thank
You could
you. Thank you
introduce
very
yourself.
much. So, where do I start? So, first of all, I am a coach, inspiring to improve my skills. Very new into this field. I am actually going to qualify at the end of the month. I've got a course coming to be qualified as a health and well-being coach. Now, how did I decide to come about to be a coach? Well, through life's, struggles and also positiveness as well. I had access to coaching and counseling 3 times in my life. Once was when I was a teenager, and then later when I needed some counseling after the recession of 2007, I think, hit our company that my husband and I were running. And then lately, because I just found myself around 2 years ago, I found myself in a situation where all my basic needs were in danger. So anything to do with housing, anything to do with career, and my health wasn't going well. So it was literally a situation of flight or fight or drown in my case.
Mm.
And I think I'm blessed with a positive side. And even where I am at my deepest of, I would say, not despair, but negativity, where everything piles up in your life, I still kind of try and see the positive of things. And I do have to give a little wing to my daughters as well, because in those moments, they always have been precious people in my life. So I was looking for a new career, and one thing happened to me is I had a stroke, and I was left with an eye impairment. So I'm on spectrum in terms of vision. Some of my vision is affected. So I had to review my life. I had to adapt everything. I have to really look after myself, look after my energy. And that's how everything come about. And I was looking, I even went on AI one day and I typed on my qualities and everything. And then this came up, and I typed all the skills I had as well, because I've had three main career in my life. I first of all trained to be into hospitality management, which I loved for 15 years. And then my husband and I had our own company. And then I worked as a librarian and learning support assistant for a college, while working as well on a Saturday for a French school. And in all those moments, in all those careers, a common point that came out of all this is that people are coming to ask to talk to me, and I like to help. And I find that sometimes my advice are listened to, and it's quite nice. And when I said to some friends, I really want to use all those skills to be a coach, I had such a good feedback from so many of them. And I've started coaching. And yeah, I do have some good feedback from my clients. So that's quite nice. And then I met you. So yeah, that's my story really. That's what it is.
That's beautiful. Just sitting here listening to you talk about your life and how it led you to do what you do. It just made me really relax into the conversation because I don't know why I've got this thing where I always, when I start recording, the moment you see the camera and yourself in there, you like get a little bit tensed up. It's just, it is what it is. But as I was listening to you, I could just feel my body just relaxing and so much resonated as well because just like you know, I have my own history of mental illness, battles, and as a young person, and then becoming a mom, and battling your mental health with raising children and trying to support them in the best way possible, and yeah, all of that leading us to kind of to do what we do, not only to strive for the best kind of life for ourselves to get the most out of it, but also pass it on to others. So that's really, really inspirational, Natalie. And obviously, your background or your becoming health and well-being coach is sort of why we decided to meet today, and we want to talk about conscious choices, conscious well-being choices that we make every single day, because sometimes we don't even realize that every moment of our life we are making choices, whether it's pro well-being or not so much, but we are making continuous choices. And yeah, today we're meeting to maybe mention some of them, some of the ones that me and you do in our daily lives, and something that helps us, and maybe with a hope that it inspires others. And maybe someone will also share what what it looks like in their lives. That would be nice to get a little communication going. So, Natalie, would you like to start us off on the topic?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. So one thing I wanted to add to that is that the reason why I really want to do coaching is to help others when they come to a crossroad in their life, whether it is just, struggling with understanding their feelings or their emotions, or, pains and all those things, or whether it's just, mentally trying to work out what's happening when they encounter something that, creates some sort of, oh, I've just lost the word for it, where you don't
A
feel well, you know.
battle or a
Um,
hardship, yeah?
exactly, hardship, and and I think I've got this passion to I just don't want anyone else to go through what I've been through, where I have to find solution by myself, where I had to, I'm a bit of a self-cleaning oven, but sometimes it's exhausting as well. And I just want to help people out there, whether it's women or men, whatever. Whoever, I just really want to, yeah, to help out with my abilities, and see where we can, how we can do that really. So how do we start with conscious decisions? I think it starts very much. I always say, to have a good day, you have to prepare your night, and that also is a. It sounds basic, but when you're not at your best, if you don't look after your nights, then the next morning can be even worse. So it sounds like simple actions to take, but simply having a night routine, even if you don't have the energy for it. I mean, I remember, in my life, no later than a year and a half ago, where having a night routine wasn't even a solution for me. It was very much, oh, I'll just get changed in my PJs and go to bed, and that's it. And I was hoping for the best for the next morning, until I actually started. I was with my coach, and she actually drilled it in my head and really showed me that preparing your night to kind of prepare your morning is crucial, and it's not to take lightly, especially when you're going through a tough time in your life. Prioritizing your rest, making sure that your night is as productive as possible in terms of rest is really important. And the things I do is I do stop eating at a certain time at night so I don't have a heavy tummy. I do kind of, make sure I go to bed on a regular basis. So, there will be nights where everything goes wrong. I'll be watching a movie, I'll be in my sofa, I'll be like, nah, I don't want to do anything. And it'd be nice where everything goes really well, where, I look after myself, I have some self-care. I have an eye mask I put on my eyes. I will, make sure I eat properly, make sure I put some music before I go. I do some breathing. All this to actually just make sure that you're going to bed and you're in the right position to sleep properly. Also, I try to stop any blue screens as well, kind of an hour or two before bed. This is not easy at all. I'm just like everybody else. I will scroll endlessly when I get into it. It's just, but this preparation to prepare your night will prepare your day. So that's what I say. It's really important. And then also have a quiet room with no noise, no, as little as possible interference with the Wi-Fi. All those things will help. Lately, what I've done is a friend of mine sent me an eye pillow. So it's something you put in the microwave. It's got little seeds. Mine's got lavender in it. And then when you go to bed, you put it on your eye or you put it on your forehead here. And this is just such a help
Mm.
because we don't realize how much we actually kind of demand
Tension.
things on our face. The tension we have on our face, even if you practice lots of, relaxation and meditation, often the face is the first part that receives attention as well as your center space here. So this has helped me tremendously. And I have to say, I've got a little win. Since 2 years, my sleep wasn't at the best. And around 1 week ago, when was I guess I spoke to you about it, I had
Yeah.
my first dream, like first time. And I used to wake up with night fright as well, what I call fight morning fright. First time. And to stay even more positive, the next morning when it happened, I was like, I don't care how long I've got to wait for another dream. I'll do anything possible for it.
Yeah, I can
And
imagine.
I think this is all down to me wanting to improve my life. This was all down to me wanting to step by step improve my life.
Mm.
A year and a half ago, I could barely brush my teeth at night. That was how far it went, barely could even get the momentum to get up and go and brush my teeth. If I wasn't kind of like, I had to listen to a book or I had to have something in the background to kind of get me going.
Yeah,
Now, after a year and a half or, implementing all those little details, I finally get a night of sleep that's worth calling a night of sleep. I wake up in the morning and I feel rejuvenated to the point where this morning I actually got up and went to the gym straight away. That hasn't happened
amazing.
in 2 years. So yeah, that's the first point for me. Yeah, definitely.
That's a great point to start actually, because yeah, interestingly, you would think we would start from the morning. Okay, so what do I do from the morning? What choices do I make? But you're absolutely right. Before you even think of the morning, how you start the morning, you could have potentially sacrificed your energy and your joy in the morning by not preparing your evening, your nighttime routine, right? And you know what? Listening to you, I'm learning so much because I myself am guilty of it, of not so great nighttime routine. I kind of still battle with obviously, you go to work, then you have time with your children and the family time. And then when it comes to evening is, we usually spend a bit of time, me and my husband, where we watch movies together or we listen to a podcast and discuss. And it's all important, but I think where we still struggle is call it a night at the right time. So we just tend to,
Mm,
you know,
exactly.
get into it and yeah, stay up a little bit too late. And then it becomes, the usual routine. Whether I do try and slow it down as much as possible and especially now that I'm working on regulating my nervous system, and I'm being aware of where I'm getting a little bit tense and and rush through things. So I'm trying to slow myself down to fully immerse myself into the experience of life, and so that everything has meaning rather than just rush through it. But yeah, I'm still a long way away, and hopefully with your help as well, I'm going to get better at it. But one thing that I really was something you said that was really, really important is that, let me just remember because my mind just escaped for a moment there. It's gone, I think. No, no, it was something that you mentioned. Anyway, it wasn't meant to be. Wasn't gonna go down that road.
And
Uh,
as a little trick, if I could just stop you a minute, what I
yep.
do as well, that was given by my, I'm looking at some of the notes on my wall. But that was written by my coach, is that before I go to bed, I will put a list, is on my phone or on the wall, of one thing I'm looking forward to the next day, one thing I will do for myself the next day, and then the most important things I've got to sort out the next day. And then, if, like we all do, during night something comes up in your mind, I do have a pen next to me and I add to this list, and my sleep balance just comes back. So that's another little trick I have
That's
to help
brilliant.
out with
That's a
that.
yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
great
yeah,
tip
yeah,
actually. I've
yeah,
heard
yeah.
another one that before you go to bed, just kind of think to yourself what you're grateful for. Just look back over your
Yeah,
day and just think of all the good things, some of the things that we might not necessarily have been thinking about during the day because they're so little. But when you actually lie down and you have that time with yourself, no distractions, darkness, and you can actually look back and think, oh, okay, I've achieved this today. I've done that. Oh, this happened to me. I met this person. I had that conversation. And you become just full of this grateful, loving energy. And that's like a beautiful state to fall asleep in. And
exactly.
and that will hopefully affect your morning as well. So that's something I try and do sometimes when I just lay my head on the pillow, but because I tend to go to sleep so late, it doesn't last long. I'm just out of
But
it.
because you've done it, it's amazing. Self-affirmation is so good. So, so good. It's boost your morals, boost your confidence, and this actually reminds me of I've got a little note here from Louise Hay, who's a health and wellness person as well. And sometimes I read what she says before I do anything, or when I've got an anxious moment or something, and it says all is good, everything is working out for your greater good, and out of the situation only good will come, and I am safe. And if you are someone who suffers from anxiety or burst of stress, those words just really, really help, really
Yeah,
help. And self-affirming as well. So imagine yourself, sometimes you talk to yourself and you think to yourself, if a friend heard me talk about myself, what would they say about me? Oh, I'm rubbish. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I haven't done this. I haven't done, I haven't finished all these chores and things. And then you have to stop and think, what would your friend say? And then that's when you can actually kind of, reflect on yourself. And actually, this friend would say, you've done well today. You've managed to do all the chores you wanted to do. You've looked after your children. Your dinner was ready on time. You've managed to do an amazing new contract at work. Just tap yourself in the back. And if you're not yet into this space where you know what you're going to do in your careers, and you know, just be grateful that you've gone through the day and you've ticked a few of your things to do, and you haven't stayed in a rut. You haven't, just not done anything. And if it's one day where you haven't done anything, just don't. It just means your body needs it. It
yeah,
just needs to just relax in your brain as well. And just be gentle with yourself.
Yeah.
I always say 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. And back in February last year, when I was in a very difficult position, that's the only thing that got me going.
Yeah.
An hour, half a day, and I could plan, just until the end of the week. And that's really important. Just to constantly self-affirm yourself that you're doing the right thing. You're not staying here doing nothing at all. Yeah,
You know
you're
what?
absolutely right.
Just two things.
So many
Rem
things I want to say.
remind me if I forget that I want to mention affirmations. But as I was about to mention affirmations, you said something even more profound. So now it reminded me of you mentioned that, just a while ago you weren't able to do certain things, and it just took me back to when I used to suffer with anxiety, and I used to have episodes that would last for some time, and then I would kind of learn to manage it, and then it would go away. But back then, I never, fully like got the grasp of how to cope with anxiety. But I was going, that's why it kept coming back, and I was going through it with each episode. But I just did my best at the time. But I remember at one point I had a very tough time, and my parents were here visiting. My dad was still alive back then, and I was in such a bad place at the moment where I got up in the morning and I was still in my pajamas, and because my anxiety caused a severe insomnia for me, after a sleepless night, I didn't know what to do with myself. So I was just literally stood there and I just didn't know what to do next. And I remember till this day one thing, and my dad, he didn't always know how to, help me out with this. But that time he said something that I remember until this day, and he just looked at me without judgment and without trying to fix me. He just said to me, "So what would you normally do next? Just next step. What would your next step be?" And that made me think, like, I thought, oh, okay, probably getting dressed. He said, "That's it. That's all you got to focus on." And that just helped me so much in that moment. It's such a little thing because I was juggling so much on my mind. I was trying to focus on so many things and I thought I was failing at all of that because I couldn't cope. And my dad at that point, he just brought me back to the present moment. And he said, and he just reminded me, focus on what the next step is and forget all the rest. And that was really, really beautiful. And like you say, it's just, just take each moment as it comes. Try and focus on your nearest choices rather than think about what you think your life will look like, what you want your life will look like. And just to go back to the affirmations, I remember.
Exactly.
Um, you mentioned affirmations, and my I actually do a little intervention group with children I work with, and the children have little journals that they write in every time we have a session, and one of the sections in their journals is affirmation. And at the start of each intervention group, children really struggle with that, with the concept of affirmation. What do you mean? What is affirmation? So I always have to explain to them. And and I know for a fact, I actually spoke to my husband about this the other day, that even adults struggle with it sometimes because a lot of people think that affirmation is that you tell yourself something that you want. I want to be like this, so I would like to be like that. Whereas in fact, if you put it that way, then what you're actually saying to yourself, to your brain, you're saying that I don't have this and I want it. I don't have that and I want it. So that's not helpful because you actually affirming and manifesting lack of something when you say, I want to be like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So affirmation, so that's why I teach the children that affirmation is something positive that you say to yourself and you mean it and you believe it. So I am full of energy today, or I've achieved so much today, and I'm thankful for this, that, and the other. And so they all I definitely agree that they are really, really powerful, and they can really help us kind of push us forward, especially in the darkest moments as well. Just
Exactly.
reminding yourself all the
Yeah.
good
It's
and positive.
recognized as the brain actually will believe what you say to it. So if you
Exactly.
repeat to yourself, oh, I'm a bad person, or I can't get up in the morning, or I'm not motivated, all those things will just imprint imprint themselves in your memory. And when
That's
you
it.
have to face something, it's the same thing when we want to reassure our children, and positive reinforcement is so, so important. And if you, even in the most trickiest moment, you actually say, well, actually, today I've managed to, you know, get dressed in my favorite colors, for example, or, oh, I've noticed a bird singing outside, or, I went for a walk for 5 minutes, or I managed to switch off the TV earlier than I thought. All those things will imprint in your memory, and you'll grow into confidence.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's the key things to do, is to always practice positivity in a way, and never ever be short of it, ever. Just, and also practice positivity with others, because others will see your positivity, so they will gravitate towards you, and it will come back to you positive as well. That I've
Exactly.
noticed as well, is that the more you produce positivity, the more you get back.
Yeah.
And content, to be content, will come to you. We often say, oh, we have to aim for happiness. Happiness is a great state of mind, but if already you're contented with yourself, it's already something really important.
That's
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
absolutely right. And I think um, sometimes instead of going to the future, especially, but even to the past, like what has happened, I think affirmations are really good for bringing yourself to now. So you can actually with affirmations, you can just check in with yourself. I'm actually healthy right now. I had
Mhm.
this headache earlier. I'm not feeling it now. Or, I'm sitting comfortably. I'm enjoying this view. I'm enjoying this conversation. I feel very content. Um, I feel happy. And even in moments where we don't really feel that great, find something that actually is okay. Doesn't have to be great, but
Yeah,
something that is okay. Like even when you're, I don't know, running late somewhere, I'm still here. What's around me? Let's have a look. What is around me? Just slow down and actually pay attention to what is okay rather than focusing on what isn't.
exactly. Exactly. Always seeing the positive things. I'm going to show you a little thing I do for me to stay positive, and it helps when I've got bad days. I'm just going to make a bit of noise. I'm sorry. So this is my little jar here, and in this jar I put little moments of happiness or
Oh,
contentment, or big moments as well, like, going to a restaurant with my daughters, or reading with my daughters. I'll have to come back to that. We still do that. They're older young ladies, and we still do read together. Anyway, this little jar contains happy moments, positive moments, self-affirming moments. And when I don't feel like I can remember moments like this, I just open my jar, pick out, and read them out and think, I did that day, I can do it again. I would say just be your own kind of TA, personal assistant, and just plan a bit. It doesn't take long to plan well-being or to plan to care for yourself and stick with it. Be integral, have some integrity with yourself. And once you're able to, if you were to date yourself, you say, actually, I would date myself, then you're able to actually, mirror positivity and give some positivity and spread it as well. And yeah, it's so much, it's just brings so much. And you kind of like harvest so much from that. It doesn't matter how hard it is to even find a little positivity some days, just focus on that. And already you're on the right path. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And, I just wanted to add here that uh, I've heard that recently a few times. Some people associate positivity with like it's like a injection of happiness, and I don't think that's necessarily what it is. And a lot of people criticize it. You hear it everywhere. Be positive, be positive, be positive, and I get that. A lot of people get a little bit triggered by it, saying, "Oh, it's easy to say, be positive." But I don't actually see positivity like that, an instant happiness boost, because we all know it doesn't work like that. What we mean by positivity is exactly that focus on what is okay at the moment, because there is always something to focus on rather than the problem that you're going through. So that is being positive and actually talking about conscious well-being choices today. By making, you always have a choice to make, and by making the choice that prioritizes your well-being, that's positivity. That's exactly what it is. And by seeing all the little details around you that you wouldn't have normally noticed if you were continued to be focused on the negative things around you.
Even the simple details of saying, instead of saying, oh, I'm resolving problems, but saying, I'm finding solutions, that straight away makes a difference and it
Yeah.
lifts you up straight away. So I can understand completely how sometimes we did spoke about those words that were overrated. We did say diet, we did say, positivity. As you say, positivity, even if you think, oh my goodness, I hear it and hear it, it's because there's a reason for it. If you transform every little moment, bit by bit of your life, and kind of turning into their positive side, life will be a lot better. I wouldn't say easier, but easier to
Well, it might be simpler. It
yeah,
might not be
simpler,
easier. Yeah.
exactly, simpler. Yeah, 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 yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
It's about
Yeah,
simplifying things rather
yeah,
than making it all look overwhelming and
yeah,
difficult. So
yeah.
positivity, yeah, it's simplifying life for yourself,
Simplifying. Yeah,
right?
completely. I
Is that,
agree with
like
that.
you said, reframing your thoughts? It's rephrasing what you say. It's all of these
Mhm.
little choices. And I know
Yeah,
you have a lot more interesting things to say on
I
the
didn't know I
topic,
had.
and so do I. And we could go on and on and on. And I think we should.
Exactly.
I think it's important that we do. So, but probably not today, so that giving ourselves and everybody else who's listening a little break to breathe, because that's our conscious choice to
Mm,
prioritize our well-being.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. There's so many more things we could say about so many more ideas, but we do have to um, kind of wrap it up. So just the one thing I'd say to close this topic is try to change to a positive state, little step by little step. Don't try to leap forward too fast. And as I said, it could just start by, taking 5 minutes at night to put an eye pillow on your eyes. And that's it. And already it will make a difference. It could be just to, I don't know, wear bright colors and it will make a difference. It could be that you write with your favorite pen. Why not? You know, anything positive. It could be just switching the words, solution and problems. You know, do you have any problem at the moment? No, I'm looking for three solutions. And already it makes things go a bit lighter,
It's
you
something I
know.
say to my husband, actually. You just reminded me whenever we talk about something to do, and he tells me, "Oh, this needs to be done. This needs to be done," or something. I say to him, "Give me solution, not a problem. Talk to me about solutions, not a
Talk to
problem."
you about solutions. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's exactly that. I think I took this also from one of my manager way back when I was in catering, way back. Bring me some solution, I'll choose the best one.
Exactly. I don't want to hear
And that
problems. I
worked.
want to hear
Yeah.
solution.
Yeah. And suddenly your manager's like,
Ah.
actually I like that person.
Oh, that's great, Natalie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm already feeling so much better. I told you before we started the conversation that I've had a lot going on in the last couple of days, and yeah, so I was feeling tired, but I we need to do this. We need to talk because this helps us, it helps others, and I'm already feeling so much better, and I'm feeling more positive. And I hope whoever listens also feels a little bit, a little change, maybe, and maybe a little, at least a glimpse of change within them,
Yeah.
something that will push them
The
forward.
spark. The spark.
As a little spark, exactly. And we will continue this conversation in episode 2. So watch this space. And I want to thank you, Natalie, for being here today. I had a great pleasure of talking to you. And just to mention that if anyone's interested in what we do and getting in touch, you can find us both on Instagram, right? Is there any? I'm mainly on Instagram, but is there anywhere, any better
No,
way?
I'm mainly on Instagram as well. Definitely. Yeah. 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 So
Yeah,
yeah.
so please, well,
Definitely.
I'm going to
Keep listening.
put it in the what is it called on YouTube? The little description
Link.
below, I think.
Yeah, discussion. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We're still learning. We're still learning.
It's learning all the way.
It's all new. We're
It
getting
is
there.
new. It's just yeah. It's just lovely to do that. It's lovely
Yeah.
to kind of give some ideas to others on what we do in our life. We're just regular people, and we just want to what we do in our life to actually make it a little bit easier.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
what it is. Just to yeah, give a bit of
I love
spark.
it. Beautiful. Thank you. I think this is a great way to end it. On these beautiful words. Thank you. And
Thank you so much.
until the next one, Natalie.
Exactly. Thank you, Joe. Bye bye.